Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to our first customer webinar of 2015. My name is Kyla Davis. I'm the new customer care representative here at GroupLink. I started here back in October and I really look forward to working with everybody this year. I hope everybody had a great New Year's. Today we'll be talking about the Everything Help Desk New Year's resolutions, and these are the top 3 features that you could be utilizing much more within your organization, but are probably not. So let's get started. Let's see. First off, we'd love to be able to thank our customers for promoting Everything Help Desk. So if you tell a friend about us and that friend sees a demo, you get $50. And if that friend ends up purchasing Everything Help Desk, you get $200. So go ahead and send those referrals over to info@grouplink.net, or you can call us directly at that number. Okay, our presenter today will be Catherine Thomas. She is the customer care manager here at GroupLink. And the features Catherine will be talking about are the scheduler, dashboards, and the knowledge base. After Catherine is done presenting, we'll leave some time for Q&A. If you have any questions while she's presenting, you can go ahead and enter those into the Q&A box. And I will go ahead and turn the presenter rights over to Catherine. Oh, Catherine, you're still muted. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just pull up the help desk. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the knowledge base. One of the things that I wanted to hit on is there are a lot of customers out there whose end users do not actually log into the help desk and put tickets in. They might have one point of contact that they call and that person submits the ticket if they say can't fix it. Or you might even be using the email to ticket feature, and so your end users are just sending emails. And so a lot of you ask yourself, well, how are they going to use the knowledge base? I don't want to give them a login to where, you know, I have to set that up and they have to log into the system in order to see it. But what you can do, they can just come here to this login page. And there's some buttons here at the bottom. We have Search Knowledge Base, Forgot Your Password, and then right here is a button where most of you have it hidden. And if you don't have it hidden and you're going to go this route, then you know, I can show you how to do that too. But that's where you would request or go ahead and create your own login. But we have disabled that here. So if you have people that aren't logging into the system and yet you give them the URL to the login page, all they're going to basically be able to do is click here to search the knowledge base. So it looks like you're in the system. As soon as I click it right there, this looks the same as when you log in to view your tickets. The only difference would be up here in the right-hand corner. It says that they're not logged in, and the only screen they're going to have access to is this screen itself in order to search the knowledge base. So first of all, the biggest question that we have when it comes to the knowledge base is, in what order does this show? Sometimes you might want to have something at the very top, say that it's, you know, your most requested item or something. Or you wonder, are they in alphabetical order? Is it the order I put them in? But just so that you know, you can look right here on the right-hand side where it says viewed. This particular one at the top, it was viewed 291 times. The next one was viewed 10 times. And so these are going to go in the order with the one viewed the most at the top. So most often, you know, your most asked question, like if you look at this one, how do I set up my voicemail? It's just a step-by-step process that you can write and put into a knowledge base, and then it enables your users to be able to go to the knowledge base and get that information on their own rather than taking up your technician time to do things like that. So here you're going to see all of those displayed, and if you don't have many in the knowledge base, you can view, I think, 10 at a time. You know, go to the next page. But if you want to do a search, if you look at our own support knowledge base, where I know that we refer a lot of customers to their, you know, how to do an install, things like that, you can do a search. The first option here is what group do you want to search in? The default will be all. but they can go ahead and switch to any of the groups that you have set up. So if you're asking yourself, can I separate these out so that the maintenance knowledge base, is different from the IT knowledge base? Each article that you create is attached to a group. So you can do that when you set it up. So if I just go ahead and select Tech Services here, or I could leave the default at all, here I could just go ahead and type in, any keywords, something that I might be looking for. And then the next question that we have is, where do you want to search? The subject area, the body, or the subject and the body? I would always recommend to do the subject and the body, just in case the word is, say, here in the blue subject area and maybe not in the body. And then you just simply click Search Article. So this is the only one. I only have about 10 or 12 in this demo, but this is the only one that would have voicemail in it. And as the user, I can go ahead and click on this, and then I can see what to do here. Now, let's say, the end user can follow these instructions, and let's say their pod partner or somebody needs the instruction too. The end user does have the option to email this page to somebody else or to themselves if it's something that they want to keep for a later date. And maybe not come back to the knowledge base to find it. Those are some options there. So this would be, what I've just shown you here would be what an end user would see as somebody that maybe either doesn't put tickets in, but you want them to have a little bit of self-help, or maybe they do put tickets in and they can view it this way. But now I'm going to go ahead and log in as a technician, actually a manager, to show you how to create knowledge base articles and the differences between rights here, the differences that technicians see versus the end user. So if you notice here, I can click up on knowledge base, and I'm going to get the same screen that we just saw. It actually held onto my search there as well, it looks like. But if I want to create a knowledge base, this is a knowledge base article, what I will need to do as a manager or technician is go ahead and click on this settings, and then on the left-hand side there is an option for knowledge base article. So here's all of the articles that have been created. I can come in and I could edit one of these if I needed to, or I could create a new article. If there probably would be several in here if you're fully using the knowledge base, so you could also do a search right here to find, which one you want to edit. So if I go ahead and edit this one, I'll click Edit Article. And then basically what you're seeing, here's the subject, and this is what was displayed in blue. And then here's the description of it. Now, it does separate it so that you have a description of what the problem is, and then you have the resolution here at the bottom. If you do put everything all in the description area, it will still look the same on the article. The reason we have these two differences is so when there comes a time that you convert a ticket that you've worked on into a knowledge base article, this is where the difference, it will show the description up here at the top and then the note area here at the bottom. So, and I'll show you how you can convert that as well. So here's all of your options here at the top, just like you're in Word. You can number items, you can put in bulleted, underline, italics, whatever you need to do here. You also can attach a file. So if there is something in an article that you're publishing that you would like them to look at, you can attach the file right here. So when they open up that article, that file is there for them to look at and reference if needed. Now, there's some other options up here at the top for the technician or the manager. Now, I can make this one private. You can make any of your articles private. If you notice, I'm going to actually come back and show you when you set up a new article, there's a button right here that says private. It's going to go ahead and default to public, but the benefit to the technicians and the managers is you can put information out there that only managers and technicians can see. And you simply do that by marking this private. So let's say you have some links to printer drivers or other information that might only pertain to technicians, and you don't want your end users to be able to view that information. You can simply just mark it private, and then only the technicians will be able to see that. They would have to be logged in. So if I just went to the home page and just clicked that search knowledge base, none of those private knowledge base articles will appear until I actually log in. And then it will look at my rights and see that I'm a technician or a manager, and then I can view those articles. So the other options here at the top, you can reset the view counter. So let's say you had a server go down or something happened to where everybody was looking in the knowledge base trying to figure out one day how to fix that or what to do there. If you don't want that displayed at the top anymore, then you could just reset the view counter to 0, and then it would go down to the next one, would be at the very top. And then you can obviously just remove an article. It could be something that, if you've switched over to a new program and you needed some steps in the beginning, but maybe a year later you don't need that anymore, you can just go ahead and delete those. So the way that you convert a ticket, because a lot of times, an end user will put in a ticket and the technician will have correspondence, back and forth with them. They might even include some steps as to how to fix the issue. Rather than retype that out, you can convert current tickets or closed tickets to a knowledge base article. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So here's a ticket right here. The ticket right now, oh, this one is closed. Okay. As soon as you close out a ticket and it's in the closed status, then this button right here, Convert to Knowledge Base Article, will appear. Up until then, all you're going to see is the Save Changes, the Add Comment, and the PDF. But if I simply click on Convert to Knowledge Base Article, it's going to take the group that the ticket was submitted in. It's going to take the subject that was entered when the ticket was entered. And then the resolution here is going to show anything that happened under the comments area. Now, the short description on this one isn't filled out, but this would normally be the note field on the ticket itself, but that ticket didn't have anything in the note field. And then the resolution, if I said, to the end user, go ahead and follow these steps, let me know if it doesn't work. You probably want to go ahead and edit that and take out some of those things. You just want the resolution in there. And then you can go ahead and save it. So rather than retype in that whole issue or that whole knowledge base article, you can convert those tickets that you already have and you have the data into a knowledge base article. Now, you might even use the knowledge base. This is the last thing that I'll say about the knowledge base, and we'll move on. But you might even use it, like let's say your human resources department doesn't actually use the help desk, and you don't put in human resources tickets, but the knowledge base is somewhere that you can store that information. You can put the employee handbook in a knowledge base article, or any company guidelines, or how to request time off, things like that. Some other things that are examples of the knowledge base would be, how to reset your username and password, a scheduling process, or anything that you can think of that you're giving the step-by-step instruction. Because the nice thing is for your technicians, even if they do receive the ticket and a ticket is put in, but there's a knowledge base article out there, you can go to that knowledge base article and email it to that end user, and then you don't have to type out those instructions every time. They're already there in the knowledge base. They click the link and then they follow those. So that pretty much covers everything in the knowledge base. It's a tool that not everybody uses, but I think once you start to use it and you can see that you can cut down on your technician time by giving those step-by-step instructions, or retyping things to send to multiple people, you can really collaborate here, and you can put all of your information there, and then you have one source that your technicians and your end users can go to find that information. So the next thing that we're going to go on to here is dashboards. Dashboards, now I'm just curious as to how many people actually use the dashboards. So just whoever's on the webinar right now, if you want to just put in the chat area if you do or if you don't. If you're not using it, then we will go ahead and show you how it works today, and it might be something that you want to utilize. The way I look at dashboards is they are for people that are visual They want to look at things on different widgets. That's what we call them, where you're going to create different examples by what's going on in your help desk at the time. Now, with the dashboards, you can go ahead and run a dashboard and then leave it up all day. You can log out of the help desk and still go ahead and have your dashboard up and running. And it is in real time, so it will change as tickets come in and as tickets go out. So I know that we do have customers that do that. They just view that dashboard all day and then they can see what's coming in, what's going out, you know, the status of different locations, you know, just depending on how you set it up. The other thing is all of our dashboards are based on filters and reports. So those of you, I'm sure that everybody uses filters. I'm just going to show you, you know, all the filters that I have set up here. Filters are just telling the system what we want to pull out of it. So, you know, if you look at this one right here, Bountiful Junior High, I could have this set up to just that one location. I'll open tickets at that one location. This one, anything closed this month. And so whatever the current month is, it's going to show me what's closed. So if your dashboards aren't showing you the information that you thought you wanted or it just doesn't look right, look at your filters and make sure that your filters are set up correctly and maybe change the filters a little bit and then see if the dashboard is what you actually wanted to see. So here's the driving information, and then there's also reporting. And so we create a report based on that filter, and then the dashboards are actually created based on those reports. So when we come here to dashboards, I have 3 set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit one so that you can see. In this particular one, widget name, I've added 2 widgets to this one right here, Bountiful Junior High, and I've named them. So those are number of tickets and open tickets by location. I'm actually going to go to this other one because it has 3 on it instead. So this one, open tickets, and then I've just got, you know, 3 different names for them here. Let me show you the different widgets that you can add. When you're adding one, we're going to go ahead and put in a name. So I'll name this one Technician, and then I'm going to go ahead and select from one of the reports here. Now, this row and column span and row span, it works just like an Excel spreadsheet. So if I were to put row 1, that column 1, that's going to be in the upper left-hand corner, right? But if I put row 2, then it's going to be my second widget down. And if I want that in column 2, then it's going to be row 2, column 2. It just works just like Excel. Now the span is the only thing different. If you want to say make it bigger, so you want it to go over 2 columns, then you would put the column span to a 2 because you want it in the first row, but you want it a little bit wider. And so you know, you can set it up that way. But what our options are here, we've got a dial, the horizontal arc dial, and then the vertical. We have a thermometer, and once you select these, you know, then you're going to put in what your parameters are. So if we're going to go with a thermometer here, you know, we want to see, okay, a minimum of 0 tickets and maybe a maximum of 60 tickets. And then you can go ahead and, you know, say if I want 0 to 20 is going to be green, 21 to 40 is going to be yellow, and 41 to 60 is going to be red. That's kind of how you would do that. And then we have the other ones. There's a bar chart. It's pretty self-explanatory. This one is a stacked bar chart, a pie chart, and then if you want to do multiple pie charts, you can do that. So what you would do is go ahead and come in and set up however many widgets that you would like. And then what I'm going to do here, since this one's already set up, I'm just going to go ahead and launch it to show you what it looks like. Now it does, if you notice, as it's downloading this, it does download a file. And you can go into your downloads and then just drag that file out onto your desktop. And then you don't even have to log into the help desk to view that dashboard every day. So if you are one that likes to view what's going on in the help desk in dashboard form, you can just pull that up without even having to log in. And then those dashboards that you've created, you can view, and they will update in real time as tickets come in and as tickets go out. So here is, I just made it a little bigger, hopefully you can see it. So what I did on this one, so this dial here, remember I named it location. This one I named location and then the technician itself. So we have the different technicians here at the bottom. And then this was just my open tickets. And so it looks like I currently have 24 open tickets. But when I set these up, remember the rows and the columns. So this one in the upper left corner was row 1, column 1. And this location was row 2, column 1. And then this one on the thermometer, because it is a little bit longer, it's in column 2, but I put it to span over 2 rows. And so that's why it's all the way stretched out the length of the dashboard instead of just up here in this upper right-hand corner. So the most dashboards that I've seen is 5 to really make it, worth just being able to view that one thing, that one dashboard, and view the information correctly and properly and in proportion. 5 is probably the limit there. But again, you could, if you want to have the thermometer smaller, you could still put 2 more here on the other side and just create those and manipulate them however you want. I guess the biggest thing with dashboards that you have to remember, because you'll notice on the placement, messing around with the rows and the columns, if it doesn't look how you want, you can manipulate that. But it's the actual data that's driving the dashboard that you want to make sure you don't change, or you make a change so that you're seeing what you want. So as far as the filters go, and the reports go that are driving the dashboard, I would always make sure that those are marked private, because anything that's marked public, any other technician or manager could go ahead and change that report or change that filter, not knowing that, you have a dashboard that's driving off of that. And so it can change what you're viewing if somebody else manipulates the data. So I would recommend that those are always private so that you know that the data is always correct, and if it changes at any point, it's because you initiated that change. Okay, so on dashboards, they do take a little getting used to viewing the info and even setting them up. But our customer care team, if you have any questions or you want us to walk through helping you get it set up, and making sure that it is correct, you can give us a call and we can do a WebEx just like we're doing now and help you to do that. So if you're not currently using the dashboards and you want to and you would like some help, just feel free to let us know. The last one that we're going to talk about today is the scheduler, which is our automation tool. Now, the scheduling piece, I just kind of like to look at it as the system helping you to make changes so that it's not taking up time from you or your technicians. And we're just going to automate a lot of processes so that they can actually be working on the tickets and getting those types of things done other than inputting data into the system. So the scheduler here is right above the Knowledgebase article. And the schedulers broke out into whatever groups you have created. So you can have different scheduled items for your maintenance department than you do for your tech services department. So that's what these tabs will be here at the top. Now, if you're only using the help desk for one group, then you'll just have one tab here at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and click over here to tech services. And it looks like we've got 4, I can count, scheduled items set up here. So the different ones, I know that a lot of people have SLAs that need to be met. And so we create scheduled items in order to meet those SLAs or in order to send out reminders if we're not meeting the SLAs so that our technicians are aware. So the first one, this is an hour SLA. You put a description in on all of them. And if you can see, the description that I placed here is the description that I'm going to see here so that I know which belongs to which. Now, you can run these by category. So if you only have a certain category, like some people will use if their network is down, you know, they want to maybe change the priority. Actually, I'll show you that one in a minute. Let's stick to this one. I'm probably confusing you. Okay, so the SLA. This one is going to go by a status here. So what it's saying is when the status is assigned not updated and the priority is low, 1 hour after it's been created, then I want you to send this email. And then if I scroll down here, here's the email that's actually being sent out. I can tell it who I want it to send to. So this one, I'm going to send it to the actual technician. And I've CC'd somebody if you want. You don't have to. But then I have a subject and a message area. Now, if you notice, there are these options right here. If you click on Show Tags, these are all of the options that you can have put into the email pulled straight from the ticket. So if you look up here at the top, the TID, that's the actual ticket number. And this one actually, we can delete that. So we have the ticket number. So what I've typed here is ticket number, and then the system will pull the actual number itself. And then I also added the ticket subject. So whatever is in the subject of the actual ticket will display here. And then here's the message that I entered. The note is going to pull right from the ticket. So whatever has been typed in, whatever the issue is elaborated, will be displayed there. And then my note there at the bottom. But here is all of the information that you can pull and that you can send on that email. So if in that email you wanted to send the contact's name or the contact's primary phone number or their email so that the technician, when they receive that email, can just make contact with them at that point, you can do that. It's all up to you as to how you would like to send that out. And then it's asking, you know, how often do you want to send it? Do you want to send it once, or do you want it to repeat maybe every hour until something is changed on the ticket? Because what will happen is this email is going to go out until I have went into the ticket and modified it somehow. And so there's a modified date instead of just a created date. So that's the first example, you know, so this one is sending an email out an hour after the tickets have been created if the technician hasn't done anything on the ticket yet. Now, another one that we like to use is this, we call it resolve to close. We use a resolved status here at our support. And so what we do is we will change a ticket. We've worked on it with a customer, and let's say it's fixed as far as we're concerned. We will change it to resolved. So right here, what I've put in here is the status would currently be resolved, and then 5 days after the modified date, because the modified date would be when I switched it to resolved, I want the system to automatically close out this ticket and send an email. So I'm telling the system to change the status to close. So as a technician, I switch it to resolved, and unless the end user calls me back in 5 days, the system's automatically going to close that ticket for me. So I don't have to remember to go back in and close those tickets out. And then I've just put in here the message. So the ticket subject, again, from the tags here, I've just entered what the subject of that particular ticket is so that the end user will see that and know what we are referring to. You could put the ticket number, but a lot of times the end user isn't going to recognize the ticket number, but they are going to recognize, you know, what they had typed in as the subject, like if their printer wasn't working or whatever the case may be. And then the message below that, you know, we never heard from you, we're going to go ahead and close your ticket out, and we're going to go ahead and send that just the one time. So what will happen is the technician changes it to resolved, and then 5 days later, the status will automatically be changed to closed, and this email will be sent out. to the assignee and the contact. Now, when I was talking about doing it by category or category option, you can go ahead and type in a description here. And then under category, if you want to only have it apply when this category and this category option is selected, normally everybody will have tickets come in at a low priority because, you know, we don't want to give the end user the ability to switch what that priority is. And so tickets will come in at a low priority. And if I want that to change, you know, maybe 5 minutes after it's created, when the category and category option are network and outage, I want that to change to high. And maybe I want it to send an email, or maybe I don't. Maybe I just want that priority changed. And so I can just go ahead and save that. And now anytime a ticket comes in with the category network and the category option outage, then it's going to change that priority for me. And so when technicians log in, they're going to see, you know, the priority on that one is high. And if you want, it can go ahead and send that email out